Hey, what's up everybody? It's beautiful sunshiny Saturday and we're back out in the garden today. So I'll give you a little update on how things are going, how things are progressing after all the rain that we just had, and we're going to be planting some things that are ready to go in the ground. So this will just be a little update on the family garden. All right, we'll start with the lettuce here, and really it's not growing still even a whole lot from last time, but it continues to grow. Looks like whatever's growing here in the shaded part is getting a little bigger than the stuff that's out here with more sun. I don't know if that's a coincidence or if that's something just the way that they grow, but it unscientifically, that's what it looks like. But it's growing and we're looking forward to having some salads here, hopefully in the next, well, not this week. As you can see here with the onion beds, it's, if you remember from last time, they are probably, some of them close to twice the height that they were a week ago. But we just had a ton of rain in this last week. I don't know, I'm saying 4 or 5 inches, some 6 inches. Other places here in the state have had as much as 8. So I'm glad to have a nice sunshiny day today, so we can be out here and get some stuff done, but also so things can start drying out. I was afraid stuff was going to drown. Here we've got some of our cabbages, and the leaves on some are still kind of puny looking just because of the frost we had the week before, but some of them are really starting to put on some pretty good leaves. Be pretty big. And here we've got our other onions finally perked up after the sun came out yesterday a little bit and this morning especially. All right, some of y'all maybe remember last week we built these little teepees for our beans, and Kelly planted right down at the base, and we've already got some beans that are coming up right there after just a week's time. So that's kind of exciting. And look at those right there. After just a week, we already got growth happening, and you already saw the cabbages in the other bed, but look at these. Those are really starting to grow. Some of these are getting pretty good size. You know, how many other people have flower beds or have gardens that also grow crawdads? Yep, we're growing some crawdad mounds out here, but there's really not a whole lot that we can do about those right now. A week ago, we had a few potato plants that were coming up. Looked quite a bit like that one right there. But this week, we've got good growth. Look how big some of those are. Yep, looking good. But then last week we also put up this fencing for trellis for some things we have planted here. But look at these peas. They're just starting to really kind of shoot up. Get down here another level here maybe. You can see some of that growth, the wispy, viney stuff that's coming up. We're gonna be having peas before too long. All right, one other thing over here. There's our pots that we still haven't planted, but actually we do. We have a couple that were planted with, oh, and what'd we plant?
Zucchini and yellow squash.
Zucchini and yellow squash. And so over here, zucchini, yellow squash, and a couple of those. But check this out. Remember our 59 garlics? Well, there they are. And it looks like most of them really are looking good. Last week they were barely at the top of the pots. And now they're sticking up a good couple inches or more for some of them. All right, well, so there we go. There's a quick update on what's been done, what's planted, and now we're about to get busy planting some other stuff and working on some of these pots right here. All right, well, we got a treat today. Kelly is going to talk to us about our pots here.
Okay, so we got these pots ready to do tomatoes and peppers and some other things, and we decided to use these galvanized tubs, and we put pea gravel in the bottom and then our soil on top, but we did not put drainage holes in because we thought that would be enough. Well, obviously it's not. We've had a lot of rain this last week, and this standing water has been there since the rain started. So today one of our projects is to empty these out. I got new containers to put the tomatoes in, and we're going to empty these out and transfer the soil and everything to the new containers. So I guess the important lesson is make sure you have drainage holes. Just pea gravel's not going to work, especially not in a metal container. So that's all.
All right, and yeah, we're gonna tilt these over. We're gonna get the water out, and then we're probably gonna grab the wheelbarrow, dump them in, kind of sort through, get the gravel to the side, and repot in different pots. So, all right. And like I said, Kelly planted.
This is zucchini. See a little zucchini, the green, it's popping up.
Well, maybe. Oh, there we go. Little zucchini somewhere in there. We see it. How far down is the pea gravel?
There's about 4 inches maybe on the bottom.
Okay. Oh, I see it. We'll be able to get most of it out. Hoo-wee! That smells nice and ripe.
Yeah. It's a mix of topsoil and cow manure. So.
Yeah, I'm smelling that manure. Smells like home.
Okay, so the next thing that we're doing today is planting spaghetti squash. And we decided to try to do these in the bean bed. Um, there is a old kind of, I don't know what you would call it, but it's like companion planting to where it's called the Three Sisters, where you can plant corn and beans and squash together. So the idea is that the bean grows up the corn and the squash grows along the ground underneath it all. Well, we're not quite doing that because we don't have corn, but we are planting our beans so they go up the poles. So we're going to try to let these spaghetti squash grow along the bottom. I think we'll probably have to train them a little bit to keep them from overflowing over the bed, but we'll see how that goes. So most squash are planted in a hill, and so that's why we've added dirt. It should be 9 to 12 inches tall and about 2 feet wide. Well, it's not quite 2 feet, but a lot of things in gardening are forgiving, and also we have to be mindful of our beans. We didn't want to cover our beans, and that's exactly 2 feet. So, but we're getting ready to put the spaghetti squash seeds in the ground, and you just plant them evenly spaced across the hill, about an inch down. You want to put about 6 seeds in, and then once they start growing, you thin that down to the 3 best plants. And so go ahead and do that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And evenly spaced, so do 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not quite even, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's pretty good. And about an inch down. They don't need to be too deep. Okay, and then go down in there. Cover them up a little bit. And there you go. And now we're going to go over and do that one too.
Just so you know, there is a method to the madness. Kelly has plotted this out diagram style. Notes and everything. That way we know what we're doing, because there's potentially, and sometimes, oftentimes, there's 6 of us that are working, and so that way we have a plan. Okay, so what do we got going on here?
All right, so we have started our tomatoes and peppers from seeds, and a few herbs. It's just something that's new. We have never done that before, and so wasn't quite sure how it would go, but so far it seems to be going pretty okay. We planted these a little later than we should have. We were about 2 weeks late planting them inside. So I think it's probably been about 5 weeks now. But we've got some beefsteak tomatoes, some Roma tomatoes. We've got a couple different kinds of bell peppers and some jalapenos as well. And I'm thinking that we're going to put these outside today. We're not totally sure yet, but we'll see how it goes. Right now we're getting ready to take a break because it's very hot outside. So we're going to come inside and cool off for a little while and eat something. But yeah, we put them here because of all the light that comes in this window. And then we added the shop light to give them more light, because from what I've read, seedlings need 16 to 18 hours of light throughout the day. So this was on a timer, and it would come on early in the morning and go off late at night. And like I said, this is the first time we've ever done it. It seems to have gone pretty good. At one point I did repot almost all of these so that they were thinned out. There's still a couple in each just because it was really hard to get those roots apart and I didn't want to hurt the plant. So we'll see how that goes when we plant them. But we planted them up in these pots and added more dirt and fertilized, things like that, after I replanted them and thinned them out. So, but they're looking good. You want sturdy stems so they will hold the weight of, you know, the plant and the fruit and everything. And all of these stems look pretty sturdy to me. So, but yeah, and then we have a little bit of, this is sage, which will be transplanted outside. And then I tried starting some rosemary. The first go didn't happen, but when I replanted everything, I put some more seeds in the rosemary. And we actually do have one teeny tiny rosemary that started. So it's gonna need a little more time before it gets transplanted. Herbs are a new thing this year as well. Never done those before. And then also, we have strawberries. So we're gonna try to put a strawberry bed in. We'll see how that goes. We've never done strawberries either. A lot of new things this year, but it's been fun figuring them out. So that's all.
Okay, so we've got tomato plants in the ground. Got the cages on. And before this, you probably saw me raking these beds over here. Only problem is that when I raked this bed, I totally forgot that there were transplanted onions over here. So we have some casualties. Hopefully I didn't kill them all, but they were transplants from when Kelly thinned out these over here. But we'll see. We've been trying to stick some of them back in the ground. But anyhow, we got tomatoes in, we got the cages on them. Now we just wait and hope that they were hardened off good enough so that they will thrive now that they are out in the beds. Yeah, so we got tomatoes planted and Kelly's getting some water on them right now. But we were just noticing how just today, just since we've been out here, these little beans right there, this morning they were laying on the ground, opening up. And about 5 hours later, now they're twice as tall or 3 times as tall and already growing towards a pole. I think it's really cool to see how things grow so quickly once the rain stops and the sun comes out. Well, okay guys, that's gonna be about the end of our day. We've got about everything done that we want to get done for now. All we got to do now is get some stuff cleaned up and put away. Thanks for taking the time to watch. I know this one is a little bit longer, but I think we may have explained a few more things than we have before. And I got Kelly on camera, so that was awesome because she's a lot better to look at than I am. And so we're gonna get off of here for now and look for further updates here in the coming weeks. If you like this video, then please go down below it and hit the like button. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. I think I'm up to 13. Woo! And I'm shooting for 100 so that I can make some changes to my URL. And so anyhow, if you liked it, like it. If you haven't, subscribe. I appreciate it. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you next time.